Hello everyone, Hovian here, and we are back with Kagurabachi, volume, this is 9, right? Um, and, big fight, isn't always a big fight going on. This manga doesn't really have much in the way of downtime, really. Um, and this volume is no exception. We got, Samura, Chihiro, and this other fucking guy that. Look, you already lost to Chihiro like a few times already. What do you think you're doing here? Well, no, but now he has this Genjutsu sword, Kumiyuri. One of its powers is Banquet, and Samura thought he got him, but he didn't got him. So yeah, they've kind of fight it out. Um, I forget his name. The guy that wields Kumiyuri. Hirohiko. Is that right? Is it Hirohiko? Um, maybe. But wait. Um, look, it's fine. I'm the only one who's free. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like most of my interest in the series right now is with Samura and I guess Chihiro, and well, maybe a bit of um the guy what was his name? Hakuri. There we go. Hakuri. The guy who does the transportation stuff. Is it at first I was like, okay, he's like, I like how he's contributing to everything despite not being powerful at all. And then he gets a very big power up. I was like, okay, made me kind of like roll my eyes. But then it's like, every time he uses his power, it kind of kills kills him a bit. It's like he could master it, but it takes time and everything's so fast paced that we can't really do anything, or he can't like rest much. But he gets some rest, so he starts doing some stuff this volume, and I still kind of think he's a bit cool. Um, but man, Samura has kind of gotten a bit of a glow up now. How I don't know, but however, he's cheap. He's being a bit of a cheap guy. I thought, oh, he's you know dedicated. He's like sorry. He has a cause. He knows his cause. Kill all the sword bearers, and then including himself. Okay. Yeah, that takes dedication. That takes resolve. You have resolve. But now it's like, oh, he's actually just killing himself. He's actually resurrecting the other sword bearers after, shortly after they die with the phoenix part of Kobe Kobe Mune Kobe Yume. Um so that's like, okay. Well, I guess you have to kill as many people, then I don't know. We're doing fucking shonen is not actually dead resurrection stuff. Um didn't even take us 100 chapters. Um but Chihiro, he's like, you don't even have to kill yourself, man. I'll I'll just cut the blade like I did, like I cut Cloud Gouger, but Samura's like, okay, well, Cloud Gouger, you were only able to cut Cloud Gouger because the fucking Sojo guy was a bitch. He was weak fodder jobber, Um, but apparently, um, it's not just it's also because Chihiro is built different, and also because N10 is built different. Okay, so that's interesting. So he's like, okay, with N10, I'll destroy the Shinichi. Um, yeah, let's go destroying the blades. Wasn't that always the goal? That was always the goal, right? Um, and then like now they're in like a weird um orb with like his crow feathers, which are basically the goldfish from N10, and then the goldfish from N10. Both feathers and the goldfish, and then they're in like a weird place. Even though they can inside the place, they can see the outside, unless that's like a dramatic, flare, like a symbolism type shit. You know, um, yeah, be that might be it. Um, yeah, he's doing like trying to talk no jutsu, Samura into like chilling out, and then we have like he's like visions of his daughter. And then he opens his eyes at the end of this. Like, what the? Okay, he's opening his eyes and realizing his faults. Whoa, it's literal and metaphorical. Whoa, it's peak fiction. Uh, I mean, I do think there is some stuff in Samura's story that's compelling, but um, I don't know. I feel like they're just cooking going on in the story, but maybe I'm like my nose is stuffed due to preconceived biases against this series from how I've read it so far, and that has made my nose stuffy, so I can't smell the good cooking or whatever taste buds, whatever metaphor you wanna like um play, because I feel like when you read a series and you start not liking it, even if it you can have an ingrained bias that starts forming. And sometimes, even when it gets better, you might not, you might already be negatively inclined to see how some of the new stuff that you read could be good. Um, so ideally I don't want to lose sight of that. But I have to recognize my bias, and part of it is fucking hell of memory, fucking what's going on exactly. Most of it is like with how the power system works. Did they've explained bits and pieces of the power system, but I feel like it's kind of like a fucking vibe system. Like you get bits and pieces but yeah, like I said, you get bits and pieces. But like I'm not sure. You don't get like a full view picture of it. Um, that much. Man. I mean, I feel like if this series had more time to breathe, I'd be uh, much more in tune. But I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff going on, at least with the art. So that's cool. I like seeing that. Um, oh yeah, there's some other stuff that I didn't talk about. There's like There's traitors among us. Like apparently a lot of traitors. Well, there's two types. There's like people who like were maybe like traders in the Kaminabi. Apparently there's like two types. Ones that like were like blackmailed or like had family member kidnapped or whatever. Um, and then there's also the actual spies among us. And then that's and then that scene, we had and this is the scene where part where Akuri shined. So apparently he can't his he has storage and he has um what was it? What was the fucking ISO. He has both of them. Um but apparently they're both weakened. But it's kind of still big enough that you can like pop through a fucking underground walls and shit. Uh that's cool. I wonder he's gonna end this like again with like bleeding from his mouth like he did in the auction arc, isn't he? Isn't he? Oh yeah, there's a weird moment in the fight. Um in the beginner part of the volume. I don't know if I'll put it. Have I been putting the chapters or in the title or in the save volume? It was weird because like one of the guys destroyed the tower, and then the Phoenix guy was like, actually, rebirth means the tower didn't break. And then he started crying. No, it can't be. You can't do that. Wah. Okay. It's silly. Um, Kind of cool, I guess. I don't know. Whatever. Uh, Focus more on Stan. I don't like that guy. The fucking he's lost 3 times. Who cares? If you want a villain to be impactful, you gotta have them. If you want like a villain rivalry, um, and if you're gonna have the villain fight the protagonist a few times, you gotta have him like not lose that much. Whatever, it's fine. We're almost caught up. We finished with chapter 85. So in like 2 videos, I'll be caught up. And Gus will do weekly shit. Then maybe we'll see. But yeah, bye. Yay.